Yeah, the speakerphone.
Guys, you just gotta.
All right. Test, 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 1, 2, 3. Test, 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 1, 2, 3. Test, 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 1, 2, 3. What's up, man? How are y'all doing? Here, I'll take a quick look. All right. Test, 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 1, 2, 3. So I see that we're live on Myron Gaines X. I'm gonna check. I can check Rumble. We're live on Kick and shit too, right? So we're literally everywhere. All right. Cool. We're here. Hey, what's up, man? Hey, man. We're bro. I've been out here a few minutes already, and it's Hey, I guess they like the JQ talk. Okay, cool. We're growing. I'm just kidding. Yeah. But no, the people have been liking the political stuff. So, all right, cool. Can we turn me up a little bit on that? On the speaker, I mean. On the speaker. Oh, well, don't make them go deaf. You got it? Is this placement? All right. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, guys. So, welcome. We are live right now, man. We got out here early for once, so we'll be able to be out here for a few hours. Going to be discussing, a bunch of different things. I think mostly it's going to be feminism, but if we want to get into politics, whatever, I kind of roll with the punches, try to be diversified because I understand that, when you're out here in these streets, people come in from different perspectives and different thoughts on different topics. So that's kind of what it is. Today's line is. Women should be in the kitchen. Change my mind. That is my belief. That is my argument. Women belong in the kitchen. Change my mind. If anyone disagrees, you're more than welcome to come up on the mic or give your take on it. But I can kind of give a quick monologue on this. So, since the 1960s, we've basically been in a situation where women have pursued education, employment, and self-betterment. And though these things look good on paper and sound good on paper, the reality is that this was the beginning of the end. And when I say the beginning of the end, I mean the beginning of the end of society. And for you to understand why this is becoming the beginning of the end of the society, you need to understand the pernicious nature of feminism. And that is what, women empowerment is. We went from women wanting to be equal to men and work and, be able to chase a career, etc., to now we're in a situation where most women view men and relationships and having a family as fifth or sixth on their priority list. In other words, most women would prefer to travel and take pictures for Instagram versus taking a picture of a family. And this is not good. Obviously, we see the birth rates are extremely low. We see that we see the rise of promiscuity in women. We see the lack of shame, right, where we've pretty much totally made it cool for girls to be thoughts on the internet, whether it's on OnlyFans overtly or on TikTok covertly or Instagram. But basically, we've gotten to a point now where women monetize their sexuality and behave like hoes. Let's just be honest. And this is a byproduct of feminism. So I think if we're going to go ahead and save society, we need to put women back in the kitchen, quite frankly. That's just what it is. I mean, and let's be honest about feminism. Like, women aren't really in important industry jobs. They're more, a lot of the times they're in, bullshit sociology jobs that don't really matter that much, paper pushing, etc. They dominate the career fields that are pretty useless. Whereas men build all the infrastructure that you guys see around us. So, also another thing that's important for people to understand when it comes to feminism is that not only did it destroy the family, but it doubled the workforce. So when you double the workforce, what you effectively do is you allow companies, for-profit companies, these Fortune 500 companies, to basically double the workforce so they don't have to pay you as much, right? A lot of millennials and people that aren't necessarily boomers complain a lot about the cost of living. They can't buy a home. They can't do the same things that their parents or their grandparents did. Well, that's because your parents and your grandparents didn't have to deal with feminism. And thanks to feminism, it's effectively doubled the workforce and made it where things can be more expensive. And who wins from this? The government. less kids, more taxes, society crumbles. They could push more progressive liberal ideologies that are toxic to society and destructive to the family. And quite frankly, all the bad things in society that you guys see, it stems from feminism. Feminism is the Trojan horse from which to bring all the other problems of progressivism. So if anyone disagrees, you're more than welcome. But yeah, long story short, women need to go back to the kitchen. Go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, so they can hear you. You say, give your, if you want to ask a question or if you have a position, whatever it may be.
Just a comment about feminism.
Okay. Sure.
So what you're saying is if women feel confident or proud of the fact of their feminism, then you're saying that's a bad thing?
Well, when you be specific, when you're asking me them being proud of their feminism, what do you mean in particular? Are we talking their career? Are we talking their title? Are we talking how much money they earn? What in particular are we talking about? Them being able to be promiscuous with impunity? What is it?
Just guess I'm saying being a feminine, being a woman, being attractive, being sexual, being somebody that you would want to, be with. You're saying that's a bad thing?
No, what I'm saying is that the bad thing is how we've masculinized women under the guise of feminism, that they're equal to men. So them pursuing
so what
careers
you're
over
saying
family.
Is that women are not equal to men?
Not whatsoever. They're inferior to men.
No, is that what you're saying?
Yeah, they're inferior to us, actually.
I'm sorry?
They're inferior to us, actually.
All right. Have a good night.
No problem. Now, I know that's a controversial take, but yes, women are inferior to men, and I'll explain why. They're inferior in every way. They're weaker, they're smaller, they're shorter. It's only because we live in a, egalitarian world, politically correct world, where we're scared to say these things. But the reality is, women don't seek their equals. If you ask a girl, what does she want in a man? She's going to say she wants a guy that's taller, makes more money, has more status, etc. So women don't even want an equal themselves. They want a superior. So that's just the reality. Yeah.
What's up, Myron? First of all, let me say everything you're saying is completely correct. Ladies, I fuck with y'all, but at the end of the day, you got to understand this. The hierarchy goes like this. It goes God, men, women, children, animals. And if that doesn't make fucking sense, then it just doesn't make sense. But at the end of the day, you got to think about it. Men provide the infrastructure. Am I right or am I wrong? You said in a couple streams ago that men create resources and women take them.
Yeah.
That's absolutely true. And I think women do belong in the fucking kitchen. Because at the end of the day, why the fuck should a man be in the kitchen making food if he's providing for you? Especially in Miami. If I'm out here slaving the fuck away, I got to be black, deal with the police and all this extra shit. Why would I be in the kitchen making my own sandwich when you at the crib and you ain't got to do nothing? If you don't have a job, get your ass in the motherfucking kitchen. It makes perfect sense. Get in the kitchen. You ain't got to be the best cook in the world, bitch. You can do Uber Eats, DoorDash, do something. Just make sure I got it going on. But at the end of the day, I do believe that, because at the end of the day, you got to think about this. When it comes down, push comes to shove, the men are the ones usually that go to war. I was in the Navy. I'm a Navy vet myself, right? We don't have women on the front line for a particular reason, because it causes men to start to think emotionally. They start worrying about her safety and shit like that. You're not worried about the boy next to you for the most part, because he's a man. He joined to be a man, you know what I'm saying? But women on the front line is fucking crazy. Am I talking crazy?
No, I mean, I don't think women should be in the military or in police either. They shouldn't be. Interesting story. Like 2 days ago in Nebraska, 2 federal agents were trying to arrest a gang member, Tren de Agua, whatever it may be. And he got into an altercation with a female agent and he almost killed her. And the guy had to come in and save her life. But this is an example of what I mean when I say that because of political correctness, we put everybody in danger, right? Because your force is only as strong as the weakest person within it. And, we try to sit here and be like, oh, yeah, men and women are equal. But the reality is this woman almost lost her life if there wasn't a male agent there.
Right.
So,
and then the cold part with that situation, when you have a female, now listen, I'm all for females doing their thing. But you got to understand, we got levels. There's hierarchies. There's roles. So if you got a female cop that almost got beat the fuck up and killed by a male, at the end of the day, that's a liability. Yep. Females always talk about they don't want a man for shit. Well, build your own house, bitch. You know what I'm saying? I don't need a man. I don't need this. But then at the end of the day, when somebody breaks into the house, who the fuck you expect to deal with it? The man. You expect him to wake up, go get the Glock and all this other stuff. Well, if you that bad, go get the 22 and handle it yourself. Anyways, I'll be back through here. But yeah, women, y'all belong in the kitchen. Males, you belong on the motherfucking front line. We outside.
Yeah. All right. Thanks. Anybody else disagree? Women need to be in the kitchen. Change my mind. Damn, okay. I guess everybody in the crowd is based. Everybody thinks women need to be in the kitchen? Or scared. Or they're scared. One of the two. One of the two. What was that? Oh, you want me to read? Oh, yeah, guys. Guys. Obviously, we're running a promo for Couch Club, CC17. If you guys want to jump in there, OSS, whatever it may be that you want to do. Let's see here. What it should be. This is good camera placement, man. This looks good, man. I'm looking at it. We get better week by week. So, yeah, women do belong in the kitchen, guys. Change my mind. That is the topic. Well, we could talk about other things if you guys want to talk about the war in Israel. Or, well, the war that kind of ended, but it's definitely not ended. It's just a ceasefire because we all know that these Israelis are going to start the war again. Actually, another position we could do, I'll give you guys another prompt. Israel and the United States failed the last conflict. That is my position on that one. And the reason why is because we basically said, oh, yeah, we're going to go ahead and get rid of Iran's nuclear program. Well, guess what? Did we get rid of the nuclear program? We did not at all. They pretty much still have the infrastructure there. They still have about roughly 400 kilos of uranium missing. And if anything, all we've done is emboldened them to go ahead and push towards building a nuclear bomb now to defend themselves. So I think the past 2 weeks of warfare and military operations in the Middle East have been absolutely a failure for the West. This stems from us making the mistake of pulling out of the nuclear deal in 2018. And let's be honest, it's because of Donald Trump's Zionist backers that forced him to get out of that deal. If we had stuck in that deal, we would have a denuclearized Iran that we can manage. But now they're going to rush towards a nuclear bomb because of bad diplomacy and because our foreign policy is controlled by Israel. So last week's operations are absolutely a failure. Absolutely a failure. So, yeah, so those are two topics. We could discuss the conflict in the Middle East. We could talk about why women need to be in the kitchen. We could talk about whatever. Oh, yeah, we'll read chats too. Do you have them right now? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, so guys, if also we'll read donations and stuff like that too. But those are my positions on that one. Yeah, people are checking out. Yes, ladies, it says women belong in the kitchen. Change my mind. That's what it says. If you disagree, you're welcome to come to the mic. Looks like these girls are, what, are you guys YouTubers over there or what? Yeah? All right, do you guys agree women deserve less and they should be in the kitchen? Why? Okay, tell us on the mic why you disagree. You're YouTubers. This is a big channel. They're running? They're running? Yeah. I said, bro, let's be honest, man. Most female creators are retards, so it is what it is. It's fine. There's a reason why nobody watches female podcasts, if we're going to be all the way honest. All the top podcasts are run by men for a reason. Yeah, sure. Yeah, sure. We're live. We're live. Watch the wire. Watch the wire. Watch the wire. It's fine, guys. It's fine. Yeah, just come around this way, bro. We'll take a picture. No problem. No problem. You didn't know. You didn't know. Yeah, no worries.
Thank you, bro. I did good.
No problem, man. Yeah, no worries. No problem, bro. Thank you for supporting. So yeah, women belong in the kitchen. Oh, what's up, bro? How are you, man? Women belong in the kitchen. Change my mind. Or the last military operation we did alongside Israel was a complete failure.
My man, where'd you get your game from?
My what?
Where you get your game from?
My game?
Yeah, like where you get your game from? I'm just curious.
Yeah, I'm gonna assume you mean my knowledge. A multitude of different places. Experience, other people's experiences. I read quite a bit on.
I'm talking about your experience.
Well, I'm telling you, it's a.
What's your experience with black women? What's your experience with your game? I'm not talking about how many books you read, other people's experience. Where your game
Well,
from?
I quite literally said my game. I said my experiences, other people's experiences.
What's your
reading.
experience?
Well, I mean, I've talked to more people, more women than any other man probably on the internet.
I'm
at this
talking
point.
about other women. I'm talking about your experience.
I'm explaining
Why
it to
you
you.
hate black women so much?
Oh, I
Why
hate black
you talk
women.
down on black women? I'm talking about your experience, not everybody, all the books you read. I'm talking about your experience.
All right, so you clearly have a position here. What is your
Ain't no
position?
I hear you.
No, well,
You
I'm no.
downplay women.
Here's the thing: you hear me, but you're not listening. I answered your question multiple times.
You just said.
And you
all
wanna
the-
come to the
all books
conclusion
you
of-
read. People you know. I'm talking about your experience, King.
I
I'm
told
not here
you.
to disrespect your black form.
Okay.
I'm just talking about your experience.
I told you, I've dated several women, talked to them on the podcast. I've talked to more women than any other YouTuber. Okay.
What women you dated? What race you dated?
Oh, yeah, 3,600. Yep. We've spoken to 3,600 girls on the show. I've talked to
I'm not
thousands of black women. I've dated black women. I understand.
Date a black woman.
Yes, I have. Yes.
Okay, so that one black woman that you dated discriminate every black woman. Because I watch your shit, and I respect you. You got a cool little platform. But I think you're making money off of other niggas' experience. And then at the end of the day, and you sit up here like big old mighty, like, yo, I got experience to downgrade my peoples, my culture. But go
So
ahead,
what's
tell me all the books
So-
you read.
Yeah. So what's your disagreement then? Do you have like an actual position here?
No, until you listen. I respect
Because
your
what
thoughts.
you're saying is you're basically saying, oh, you don't have experience. I don't.
I'm a black man. My mom is black. My sister's black. I love black women. But at the end of the day, you sit up here and then that you do downgrade black women because you're one experience. It's
Actually,
just like,
multiple.
Prime example. It's just like It's just like a white girl that took advantage of a black man. Now she don't want to date no black man in the world because that one bad experiences he had. That's how you sound like.
So anyway, I've spoken to hundreds of black women. I've dated them before,
Okay,
etc.
you talked to
Now here's the
100.
thing. Okay, are you gonna let me speak?
Go ahead, talk.
Yeah. So here's the thing, man. I get it. You want to put the cape on and cape for black women, but the reality is, all women have bad habits from here to there, and there's stereotypes. The stereotypes tend to be based on pattern recognition
But you
or over.
talk down on black women.
I talk down on everybody, honestly. It's just that.
What's your national land? Where you from?
What does that have to do with anything?
It has everything to do with it.
It has
You gonna talk
absolutely
down
nothing to
about
do.
a race, you gotta
That has nothing to do with anything. Someone's
can't-
race. If I say something is objectively true or it tends to be true, it doesn't matter what my race is. Do I have to be a mathematician to say 1 + 1 is 2? No, it's an objective fact. The reality is this with black women. On average, they weigh about 187 pounds. They tend to be rude. They tend to be crass. They tend to not respect male authority because a lot of them grow up in fatherless households. So these are stereotypes that tend to happen all the time. Not all the time, but a lot of the time. So
But that's the new
it's pattern-
generation
it's pattern
of women.
recognition.
OnlyFans,
It's pattern
black
recognition.
women,
It's
white
pattern-
girls, but you can as more black women.
Again, I'm critical of all races. It's just that
But
people
you
tend to
target
remember.
black women.
I'm critical of everybody. The thing is that black women tend to be the most sensitive and get the most butthurt about it. They can't take criticism.
But you
and
know
then
the
it's
crazy
funny.
thing is, you
Yeah,
talk
go
shit
ahead.
about black women, but all your staff is black.
Yeah, that means I'm not racist.
So
Good
how
job.
these niggas work
That
for
shows
you?
I'm actually not a racist. Good
No,
job.
you are no. What it is that you're a slave master, and you enslave black people to work for you, and at the same time you talk shit about their mothers, their sisters, their aunties, their uncles, their families, and they work for you. I don't see not one white staff that work for you. I don't see the black. I don't
This
see
white
the
girl right there.
security. What they at? Oh, that one security.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. You know, bro, let me be honest with you, bro.
Talk to me.
This is the problem, right?
Talk to me.
You came in here and you immediately made it about race.
No.
Let's
I
have
watch
a
you,
real
King.
let's have a real conversation here.
I watch you.
No. Black people are the most racist people ever. You came in here and immediately made the conversation about race, talking about race. You guys perpetuate the very stereotypes and the racism that you guys complain about the most. And this is why I make fun of black people too. Now, here's the thing. Y'all look at me and say, oh, you're not one of us. You're not black. I am. I'm African-American by definition. But if you don't want to go ahead and consider me black, fine. I don't want to be with y'all niggas anyway. But the point I'm trying to make is that you made this immediately about race as soon as you came up. Oh, what's your knowledge with women? And I'm like, all right, well, here's my experiences. Oh, well, what's your thing about black women? So you came in here with an agenda to complain about my criticism of black women when I literally criticize everybody. Everybody gets criticized. It just so happens that they tend to
you
get
done?
the most butthurt. What are you talking about? Am I done? This is my shit, man.
And I
Like,
respect your
this-
shit.
this is my shit, bro. What are you
What
talking about? Am I done? Like, this is my shit, bro.
I get what you shit, but at the end of the day, everything you talk about, because you got to understand is we got a right to, even though our black women ain't shit, but we came out of black pussy. We came out of poverty.
This is
This
bro,
is our. Let me talk.
this is a low
I'll let you
IQ
talk.
argument, bro.
Let me
This
talk.
is a low IQ argument. Just because it's
Yeah,
like
I'm low key.
No, I said low IQ argument.
Why?
You're
Because you was in the FBI and you would take a bunch of tests and you this and you got so much. You got one experience. When one black girl that you dated in your whole life of your career, you read a bunch of books, you know, a bunch of friends, and you know so much of black. You got 2 white employees, and now you're not racist. Get the fuck out of here, man.
bro,
Like I said, you a bigot.
bro. Okay,
I watch your shit.
okay. So
You
well,
disrespect black women.
yes,
you kick about your
I'm
show.
a. Here's the thing. I'm a proud bigot, man. Proud bigot, proud racist.
And
Sure.
I'm glad you said it.
Yep.
Conversation.
Because hey,
over.
somebody's got to call out the fucking monkey behavior like right now. So this is monkey
I'm
behavior.
a monkey.
Yeah, this is a monkey behavior right now. Yeah.
Man, you
Chipping
not
out.
gonna disrespect
Chipping
me,
out.
dude.
Yeah, you came up here trying to disrespect. So
How
it
did
is
I
what it is.
disrespect you? I'm just
chipping
telling
out.
you what you preach.
Yo, you chipping out. You're not making any real arguments. You're just talking about race, blah, blah, blah. This is the problem,
that's
bro.
what you
This is the
do.
problem with niggas, bro. This is the problem with y'all. This is some nigga shit right now.
You gonna call me a nigga, but you can't tell me where you from. Are you a nigga?
Look,
where you
You
from?
watch the show, right?
Where you from?
Sudan.
Sudan.
Family's from Sudan, yeah.
Okay, a Middle Eastern nigga.
But now it's Middle
Talking
Eastern.
shit about black niggas.
It's North Africa.
Talk about black,
It literally means the land of the blacks. You know that, right?
but you downgrade black women.
What does that
talk
have to do
shit
with
about-
anything? What does that have to do with anything? I go off behavior. When they act like retards, I call them retards. This right now is retarded behavior, regardless of your skin color. If you're a white dude saying this dumb shit, I'd say you're a retard too.
I'm
It's retarded behavior.
Because I'm telling you, you downgrade black women. I'm a retard.
Yeah, you are. Yeah, this is low IQ. It's low IQ. 100% low IQ.
But at the end of the day, my nigga, that's why they demonetize you on YouTube.
Sure, and I
So
still
you
make
do
more
all
money
that-
than you.
Hey, I know you do.
Mm-hmm.
But guess what? You still a bigot at the end of the day.
A proud one too. I got my clan hood in the other room.
And guess what? I
Yeah.
guarantee your girl's a white girl.
No, she ain't actually. No.
Nigga, I see you walk around with that weak ass dog, nigga. With your white bitch. Come on, dude. You don't like black
This
bitches.
dude
Just say you don't
stalking,
like.
bro. This dude stalking.
Huh?
This dude stalking, man.
So like I said, I didn't come to disrespect you.
No, you tried and you failed. That's the problem. You tried.
No, you just
You failed.
No, do your thing, King.
Yeah.
Like I said, you can't handle conversation.
There's no
You-
conversation. You came
You're
in here on some
used
bullshit.
to say you can't get one of your securities to kick me out like you kicked the black bitches off your show.
What?
How you disrespect black women on your show?
Yeah.
You can't disrespect me. Because I'm
You're-
a nigga walk up here, throw this drink in your face, and let you know what's up.
Oh, you gonna do that?
Yeah,
Oh,
Try me.
that won't be good,
I'm
man.
Hamilton.
That won't be good, bro.
I'm Hamilton though.
That won't be good. That won't be good. That won't be good. That won't be good. For those that are wondering, he's about 5'6". He's about 5'6". On some nigga shit, man. Bro, this is crazy. It's funny. It confirms all the stereotypes. Comes in, starts chimping out, starts acting crazy, having a good discussion, debate on higher IQ shit. This dude immediately makes it about black women, starts simping. Crazy. It's crazy, bro. Hey, man. This what, bro. Yeah, you can't make this up, bro. You can't make this up. People be on some bullshit, man. Like it's comedy, man. Yeah, he even said himself, bro. These bitch ass niggas, bro. Holy man. Well, I'll tell you this: that when they say, "Oh, you never talk to a man like that," there you go. There's your clip, niggas. Never say some bullshit about he got a friend castle just now. He got a street castle. It's an E for everybody, bro. It's fucking stupid ass guys, bro. Clowns, man. Okay. Yeah, what's up? How are you?
I'm good, thank you. So I 100% agree with you. Women should be in the kitchen. I'm 100% agree. So I 100% agree with you. Women should be in the kitchen. Women
Yeah.
should like stay at home, cook, clean, but don't work. Women should be provider, work, and do all that stuff.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I'm from Ukraine.
Okay. All right.
So my mother, she's stay-at-home wife. She doesn't work. My father, he's working, and I'm sure that every woman can choose what she likes, what type of relationship she likes. And for example, if some woman wants work, it's okay. But for me, I'm gonna choose the relationship when woman clean, cook, but she doesn't work.
All right. No, I mean that's good. I mean, it's kind of a lost trait nowadays, man. kind of a lost trait nowadays.
Yeah.
What's that? Audio speaking? You got it? Cool. All right. All right. No, that's good. We need more women like that, man. Did you grow up in Ukraine? Did you come from the conflict or what?
Yeah, I grew up in Ukraine. I live here just for 2 years.
Oh shit, she came after the war.
Yes.
You already know what that means. Huh. You like Putin or no? You hate Putin.
I like what?
Do you like Putin or do you hate Putin?
Poor?
Vladimir Putin.
No, I don't like him. Of
You
course
don't?
I don't like him.
Fair. Zelensky? You like Zelensky?
Zelensky, yeah, I like him. I mean, a little bit.
Yeah, that's fine. It's fine.
Yeah.
And they never know about that topic anyway, so it's fine. All right, cool. Who's up next?
Thank you.
Wait, Myron, I've been
Yo.
watching Fresh and Fit since high school, and like me and my friends want to tell you, like, I really appreciate what you do for the community, and
Appreciate that, bro.
yeah,
Thank you.
we've been watching since high school, so we just wanted to say what's up. I saw you out here, so
Yeah,
here's
you
my
saw,
friend
you
Jay.
saw the bullshit with this nigga, huh?
He's crashing out. I mean, you fried him. I mean,
Hey, bro,
Cream.
it's it's not just like dudes be retarded too, bro. So
all right. Well, thank you so much, Myron.
thank you, man, for coming on. Yeah, so guys, the topic is women should be in the kitchen. Change my mind, or if people want to talk about the war that we had in the Middle East, how it was a monumental failure. We should have never went in for Israel. We could talk about that too, or we could read some chats. Yeah. Okay. Niga's Groiper says, "Cause of these females, my paycheck can't buy shit for real." That's facts. Thanks to feminism. Oh, I could just stab it over. All right. No school for women. Okay. Niga's Groiper, Myron the Great is about to spread some knowledge. They heard Jay. Watch them boys instant transmission from Niga's Groiper. Uncle been going back to the hotel empty-handed all week, and he white knighting here out of desperation. Who they talking about?
The black guy that just argued with you.
Oh, the nigga that, yeah.
We call him uncle.
Oh, yeah, bro. That's just crazy, bro. Like he comes in with a whole other agenda. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's probably why he's mad. Yeah, it happens, bro. Yeah, see, and here's the other thing too. For those that are watching, like that's a strategy actually. White knighting for girls like that and caping, that actually is like a viable sexual strategy that a lot of guys employ to try to come off as like, look at me, I'm like a white knight. Like, give me some pussy. So yeah. Yeah, bro, I'm telling you, man, that's what it is. So anyone else have a agreement, disagreement, want to add to the discussion? Just come on up to the mic.
Can I talk?
Yeah, what's up?
So, just no dog in this fight. Curious about your opinion about the war in the Middle East. I don't have a pro and con, just curious.
Sure. So I think first I'll give my position. Hardcore American nationalist, and with being a nationalist, I don't think that we should be intervening in foreign conflicts. And I think we need to stop giving aid to Israel. Israel's been creating a lot of problems, killing innocent people every single day. They've absolutely tarnished our image in the international community. They're literally conducting a genocide right now as we speak. And quite frankly, they're owning our politicians. That's a problem because our foreign policy is run by them. So there was no need to intervene in Iran. There's no need to intervene in the Middle East at all. And I would argue that all our intervention in the Middle East is actually the reason why the Muslim world hates us. So I think we need to adopt a more non-interventionist foreign policy in the U.S. The problem is that we have a very powerful Zionist lobby that pays our politicians. And they're the ones that go ahead and dictate how things go. Now, some people might say that's anti-Semitic, but it's just realistic, right? If we're going to have people coming in and lobbying on a foreign country, well, we're not going to do what's in our best interest. We're going to do what's in their best interest, and that's where we end up with problems. So, yeah.
Do you think that Americans have other interests in the invasion of Iran that haven't been quite uncovered yet, and they're still keeping? Oh, okay.
Yeah, of course. I mean, you know, what we're really trying to do is we're trying to set up Israel as the hegemony in the Middle East so that we can move on to Asia. But,
Yeah.
you know, I don't think Israel's a trustworthy ally. They've stolen technology from us. They've spied on us. They do a lot of counterintelligence. And I think us propping them up to become a superpower in the Middle East will eventually come back to bite us in the ass later on.
Do you think that Israel has intentions to weaken the American military in this conflict to become the kind of major power in the Middle East without any contention?
Maybe not now, give them so much aid, but in the future, potentially, you know. But, you know, if you look at like a lot of the past conflicts we've had in the Middle East, it's all because of Israel. It really is. The war in Iraq was because of Israel. Us spending time in Afghanistan, all these other places, the Middle East, it's all pretty much been to benefit Israel. It doesn't really benefit us at all. Like Saddam Hussein had nothing to do with 9/11.
Yeah, my last comment is: do you think that the religious aspect of it really does have power, or it's truly just political?
Say that again.
Do you think that from an American perspective, the religious aspect does really have a say, or it's just pretext for their own interests?
Yeah, I mean, religion absolutely plays a role in these conflicts for sure, right? You know, if you look at it from the Zionist perspective, they say God promised us this land, right? You know, they're trying to build the temple right now on the Al-Aqsa Mosque in Jerusalem. So, religion definitely does play a role in geopolitical affairs as well.
Okay.
Cool. Anybody else? Women should be in the kitchen, change my mind, or the war was a monumental failure.
I know it's not what you're talking about, but I want to know what your point of view as a person that works, agent for, I think, Homeland Security, right?
Yeah.
What is your point of view right now with going on with Trump, right now with immigration and ICE? What is your point of view?
I think it's good. I think we haven't enforced immigration like this in a very long time, and I think you know, not only do we need to stop the border crossings, but then we also need to remove the people that are here illegally that have kind of been here for a while from the Biden administration and other administrations.
What do you think about the racially profiling people that are brown, people that are getting stopped just because they're brown? Do you think that affects the amendments that we have, like the 4th Amendment, 5th Amendment?
Well, here's the thing, right? And this is why, like, I kid around and I say, like, I'm like a proud bigot or racist. Like, the reality is everyone has some level of bias, racism, profiling, like, because human beings don't have the ability to get to know everybody that they talk to. So you have to kind of have preconceived notions about how someone looks and what their behavior is going to be to kind of predict, right? It's a safety mechanism, right? And then obviously if you meet them and they're not the stereotype, that's different, right? Like, for example, the gentleman before, he confirmed all the stereotypes about black men. He's a retard and violent and all this other shit. So, you know, is every black guy like that? No. But a lot of the times when you kind of assume what things are going to be, you'll be right a lot of the times. We'll be wrong sometimes, yes. But, you know, if you don't do that, then you might set yourself up to be assaulted. Now, to come back to the immigration thing, I don't think it's necessarily profiling as much as a lot of these people were ordered removed by an immigration judge. So it's not that they're being profiled, it's that they've been ordered removed by a judge. They're not here legally.
But there's 4 raids going on, and they're stopping people who are just brown.
I'm sorry?
There's raids going on, and there's people that are getting stopped just for being brown, for looking brown. So if you're a person about the Constitution and you're like American, then how are you okay with that? How are you okay with any U.S. citizen being stopped for the purpose of them being a brown person?
Well,
how do you justify that as a person, as a brown person yourself?
Yeah, I don't
think... if it happens to you, how are you going to handle that? Are you going to be okay with that? You're just going to say it's part of the process?
Well, I'm not an illegal alien.
Yeah,
and
so neither am I. But people that look like me get stopped every day for bullshit like that, which is going against the Constitution. How are you as an American okay with that?
Well, here's the thing. You got to remember that what you might define as profiling might not actually be profiling, right? So, like, let's say immigration officers know that there's a lot of illegal aliens that hang out at a Home Depot. They go there and they see 20 individuals, right? And they know that this is a place that a lot of people tend to be illegal looking for work. Well, if they go ahead and do what's called an immigration inspection and ask them, hey, of what country are you a citizen? They can do that. They have the right to do that as immigration officers.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't consider that really profiling. And then in a lot of these cases where they're, you know, going out and actually arresting people, they have an immigration warrant, which means they've been deported by an immigration judge. So
yeah, that's a very few, but there's people who are just commuting, going on through their lives and being stopped, and they shouldn't have to even. There should be no reason a brown person should have to stop and identify themselves when they haven't committed a crime. You know, we have the freedom to travel, and we're being stopped.
Well, that's where you're wrong. They did commit a crime by coming here illegally.
You're saying not everyone that's brown committed a crime, and not everyone that's Mexican or brown here that committed a crime, and not everyone here is illegally. So there's people that are getting stopped that are full U.S. citizens that are getting asked for identification when they shouldn't have to. They have the freedom to just travel.
Well, immigration officers have the ability to do immigration inspections. They can absolutely stop you and ask your citizenship.
Yeah, but they're only stopping brown people. They're not stopping white people.
Well, if they're close to the border and that's what it tends to be, that's what it's going to be. Like, it's, you know.
So you're just okay with that. So you're picking and choosing. So if you can't, how do you pick and choose what you want to follow from the Constitution?
It's not about picking and choosing. It's about they have a duty to remove illegal aliens. Yeah. A lot of the illegal aliens tend to be from Mexico and South America. They have a certain type of look, so it makes sense that they would go ahead and ask them questions or conduct an immigration inspection. I don't think that's inherently biased or racist, because a lot of these officers that are doing this are Mexican themselves or Hispanic. most Border Patrol agents are actually Mexicans. People don't know this. They're not white people. They're not. They're literally Hispanics themselves. So I think you saying, oh no, they're profiling against brown people. I mean,
They are. I mean, you can't deny it. It's
but
happening.
see, my premise is that profiling isn't bad. See, you're framing it as if it's bad. I frame it as that's just natural police work, and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I mean, that's your opinion. I'm here to see your opinion.
Yeah.
But
So I don't think that's wrong. I think, as a law enforcement officer, you have a duty and, an obligation to actively, try to detect and or stop crime. And a lot of times that might come off as profiling, but I think that's good.
you think profiling is good?
Yep.
So you think people getting harassed is good?
If you're not a
And
criminal,
have
you got
to
nothing to worry about. If you're
But
not
people
a
get
criminal,
detained, and U.S. citizens get detained. People with residents get detained. People who are legally here are getting detained and put in detention centers and being held
you're
and
never
having to
gonna get
explain
put.
themselves.
See, that's materially false. You're never going to get put in a detention center if you're lawfully here. That's never going to happen.
No, it happens every day. It's happening right now. And I mean, you just laughing
Bro,
at
you,
it. It's false.
You do realize I used to do this for work, right?
Yeah, I know. And
Yeah.
it's-
So-
you-
so if someone-
but
if someone
you're not
is-
doing it for now, though.
if
You
some-
did it before. Like, we're talking about present now. What
Yeah.
you did before that has nothing to do with
Yeah.
what's going on
Well,
currently.
No, actually it does, because I worked under
Doesn't.
Trump as well. I worked under the Trump
We're not talking
administration
about
the
right
first time
now.
he was on.
Yeah, and that
And
administration changed
you
from this.
cannot-
The laws have changed completely. What he's doing, what he did as the last administration, is completely different with the administration going on now.
It's very
His numbers,
similar.
his numbers are completely different. The policies that are in place are completely different. It's not the same policies.
It's very similar.
But it's
now,
not.
are they cracking down on immigration now more than before?
Yes, exactly.
But the
So it's
point
not
I'm
the
trying to
same.
make is that if you encounter somebody and they have documentation, whether it's an LPR card or they're a U.S. citizen, you're not going to take them back to an ERO facility. You're not going to do that.
They have to prove it. So they get picked up. The fact that they're even getting stopped at point. I don't
They
think
can
you're missing
literally
the
do
point.
record
These
checks
people are,
right
are
there.
supposed to be just be freely traveling. Like, they shouldn't have to prove anything just for the way they look. No.
No, they absolutely have to prove it. They
Just-
absolutely do.
So just
They absolutely do. And then
because someone's
another thing
born.
too is that they have a lot of them have fraudulent documents, whatever. So they have to confirm. They have to figure out if they're lawfully here or not. Like, bro, look, let me just be. And here's the problem, right? And this is exactly why we need to crack down on immigration. The fact that you're coming here and trying to make an argument about people breaking our laws and coming in and saying we need to.
You're completely ignoring
we
what I'm
need
saying.
to-
You're putting words in my
because you're-
mouth.
No, because you're saying
I'm saying about
we're
people getting
profiled.
stopped. Brown people. My argument here is
Look.
about brown people getting stopped that look
Yes.
brown, that are
Yes.
here legally, that
Yes.
are citizens. I'm not here
And
promoting
if they
the
are
illegal immigrants.
citizens, they're released. It
No,
doesn't
they're
matter.
not. The fact
It's-
that they're
it's no
detained,
more.
my issue is that the fact that they get stopped at all.
Look.
And then the white person is not going to get stopped for doing the same exact thing when they're both American. One's getting identified for being brown, one's getting identified for being white, and you're okay with that.
Yes, I'm okay with them
I
doing
mean, that's
their jobs.
cool. I mean, that's ignorant, but
I'm
it's
okay
good.
with them doing their jobs.
Yeah.
Again, we've gotten so pussified in America where we are more concerned with people's feelings and them being, minorly handicapped,
Yeah.
or impeded, right? We're
Yeah.
like, oh my God, we don't want to do our jobs because we don't want to come off as profiling.
Right.
That's a bunch of foolishness and stupidity.
I
If
think
you
you're
want to
gonna see
go
that-
ahead, we've spent decades not enforcing immigration properly, letting people come into the country legally, not going hard on immigration. So now we got to crack down, and that means we need to do a 180 of what we did before. We let people come into the country, we let them exist in sanctuary cities with impunity. Now we have to go ahead and take some corrective steps. One of those corrective steps is going to be, hey, there might be some profiling, but that's a part of the game. That's how you detect crime, and that's how
so
it
it's
goes.
just part of
So
the
the
game
people
for
that are
you.
here legally, are fine. The people that are here illegally are going to get removed, and that's what we have to do, because we've done this for decades, where we just let them come in and operate however they want, thinking that they're safe in these sanctuary cities. And look, if someone's like, oh my God, I'm offended because I got impeded for 5 minutes because they're trying to determine whether I'm here legally or not. Well, it is what it is, man. This is
Like
our
I said,
problem,
until
'cause
it
we've had
happens to
open borders
you,
for too long.
Until it happens to you or someone you know, like, I mean, you can go on your way, but like I said, until it happens to you, then you'll feel it. But it doesn't infect you until it's personally to you.
Look,
And that's
I've been-
cool. I mean,
look, here's the
that's
thing.
fine. You
See,
can ignorance is to yourself,
No,
but
it's not ignorance, because
Yeah.
I've actually been profiled by the police before.
yeah,
I
you're
have.
cool with that.
And I don't get angry. You know why?
Yeah.
Because when they
You have
stop
no
me
self-respect
and
for
I get
yourself.
pulled over, and I talk to them and I'm respectful and I follow the lawful commands
Right.
and I speak, they're like, oh, okay, and they let me go because I comply. I'm polite. I treat them like an authority figure, and they leave me alone. And that's the thing. If you're polite with the cops or whatever, they'll get you out of there quickly if you're not breaking the law. But the people that are breaking the law, they're obviously going to get pissed or whatever, or people get angry. But I think that's what's required to take our country back and remove these illegal aliens. We got a problem.
So you don't believe any of the ICE agents do excessive force? You don't believe in that excessive force exists in immigration and ICE agents? That you don't believe that they have hatred in their hearts? Some of them. You believe that all of them are just sweet, just following the law and just doing this because they love their job?
Here's the thing. A lot of ICE agents that are doing these deportations that you're talking about are Hispanic themselves. Most of them are actually.
Like I said, you're completely ignoring and by-sweeping what I just said.
Well, you're making the argument that they're racist and they're biased. I'm telling you that's not
I'm
true.
asking you if you believe, like you're just completely ignoring what I'm saying. I asked you, do you believe that all these people are genuinely following the law to code and have no hatred in their heart?
What
they're doing? They don't do this with the embassy.
Bro, you're trying to make an emotion for a very pragmatic thing that's going on and like what it is. Like, like that's irrelevant if they have hate in their heart or not. Like, are they doing their job? And when they go ahead and effectuate an arrest, if they're going ahead and like, you're saying excessive force, a lot of times it's because they're resisting.
Yeah.
If you don't resist,
you
they're not
believe all
going
of
to
them.
throw you to the floor.
So you believe all of them it's just anomalies?
Okay, so we're just going to not enforce our laws because of feelings. That's what the argument you're trying to make.
I'm just asking you what your opinion is. I just want to see your insight on how you believe these people's mindsets is.
You're framing the question in a certain way.
Bro,
I'll be honest. I'll be honest, bro. This is the problem with progressivism. Like, you guys are more concerned with like feelings and hate in the heart and all this other crap than enforcing laws. Like, that's the issue with progressivism. You know what I mean? It's like, let's go ahead and focus on how people feel and do they have hate in their heart, all this other stuff, versus just getting what needs to be done. Like, this is the problem with progressivism. It impedes you from doing what you need to do because of feelings.
Right.
And this is why Trump won. This is why this political correctness and this, let's, be all nice and kumbaya, it's not real. And that's how we've ended up in the problem that we have now, where we have all these illegal aliens in the United States.
Yeah. So you don't think any of the people that voted for Trump weren't expecting this? Because there's people that are switching their opinion when they originally voted, and they're coming out saying that this is not what they thought. What they got out is not what they thought they were going to get.
When it comes to immigration, he campaigned on mass deportations.
Yeah.
He campaigned on that. So that's not really a solid argument. He literally campaigned on it.
It's not the same as last time when he was president. The whole system has changed. His policies have changed. He's coming in a lot harder. They're not the same exact as last time.
Look, Trump has always been pro-immigration enforcement. Obviously, they're utilizing more agencies now. So they've,
you got the military involved. You got the military getting indoors.
Well, the military is more on the border, but that's fine. Like, the point I'm trying to make here, bro, is that like the law's got to get enforced. Like, with all due respect, nobody cares about feelings.
Like I said, at the end of the day, like I just want to show you inside. I respect your other point of views and everything else you have, but I just want to see what your perspective is on it.
Yeah, I think that we got a job to do, and people's feelings are irrelevant. That's how I look at it.
Okay.
And if people are mad about profiling, it is what it is. That's an inherent part of police work.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Who's up next? Women should be in the kitchen. Change my mind. War in Israel, or sorry, the Iran-Israel war, or immigration, whatever.
Myron, I'm sorry you had to deal with these past two fucking conversations. Ladies and gentlemen, let me say something. You can feel however you feel, but feelings don't run the world. We got to live with the fucking facts, okay? And the facts are what matter. Here's the fact. I'm a black motherfucker. That other black dude was up here talking crazy. But at the end of the day, if I get profiled, that means that something happened that caused the officer to feel some type of way to want to treat me in a certain manner. I'm from LA. It used to be fuck the police. Right? It used to be fucking police. But then I realized you're never going to beat them. So the best thing to do when you get pulled the fuck over is just do what the fuck you need to do to go home to your family and your kids and stuff like that. Now, at the end of the day, let's talk about this immigration shit. I'm a Navy vet. I was a Navy cop. I was on the USS Boxer. If you guys ever seen that movie Captain Phillips about the Somali pirates, that was my ship, USS Boxer, right? Here's the thing that I don't agree with. When I was in the Navy as a Navy cop, there were people I had to profile, right? I had to profile generals and admirals coming through the fucking coming through the gate drunk. What am I going to give them a pass just because they're a general? No, you got to do your job. Make sense? You have to do your job. At the end of the day, as an American people, there's a certain obligation you have to do your job, right? Now, I'm all for people coming to this country legally and that, but at the end of the day, if you come to the country fucking legally, don't matter how good of a goddamn job you do in the carpentry at Home Depot, they coming to get your ass right now. So you're probably best off not being there. Now, at the end of the day, here's how this, hold on. Hold on. We got the motherfucking robot. Profile that. You know what I'm saying? Let's keep it real. Oh, it's a robot. You know what I'm saying? Now let me tell you, y'all got to get out the way. Excuse me. Watch out. God damn it. Get the fuck out the way. Hurry up, white girls. On delay. Now, here's the thing. Here's the facts, ladies and gentlemen. That black dude that was up here, y'all remember he was up here, he was talking all this shit about black women? Listen, I love my people. I love all people. Well, not all of them. The gays got to go. But you know what I'm saying? I love my people. But at the end of the day, black women, for the most part, are raised to be independent. Think about this. I don't need a nigga for shit, blah, blah, this. When you have other girls in other cultures are raised to be submissive, obedient, right? I see that face right there, but you got to think about this. When you hear a girl say, I don't need a nigga for shit, fuck this, blah, blah, this, blah, blah, that, right? That's an independent mindset. That means that you don't need blah, 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 blah. So naturally, you're going to be raised to not need a nigga or whatever. But when you're submissive and you out there doing what you got to do for your husband, then he's able to come home and not deal with bullshit. Does that make sense? Men want peace. Would you agree with that? Would you agree that men want peace, sir? You think what? Yeah, well, okay, but I mean, like, okay, let me ask you a question. You want peace, right? If I came over there and started fucking with you, you would expect him to defend you, right? So then that means, but now let me ask a question. If you expect him to defend you and shit like that, are you submissive to him? Why the fuck? See, so you're not submissive to him. So how do you expect to get treated correctly if he can't even have a woman that he can tell what to do? Not as a dog, but I mean as a leader. You want a leader, right? Does that make sense? Myron, did you hear that shit?
Sorry, I was handling some back end stuff, bro.
Okay, let me tell you what just happened.
Yeah.
She said that everybody should have peace. I asked her, what the fuck would she expect him to do if I came over there and started fucking with her? She said, defend me. But then I asked her, is she submissive? She said, fuck no. How do you feel about that?
Well, that's not good at all.
Explain why.
Well, the reason why is because it's not a good trade. Like as a guy, if you're expected to lay down your life for a woman, she better be compliant and listen to you. She better obey you, honestly. And I think every guy here that's listening, if you got a girlfriend that doesn't obey you, that's a problem. That's a big fucking problem. So, the problem is that here's the issue. Women could demand whatever they want. A lot of the times they demand the traditional treatment from a man, a guy that's a gentleman, that's going to protect them, that's going to be tall and competent, all these other things. But if we say, okay, cool, we want a feminine woman that's going to obey us, they'll look at you and say, what do you think I am, a slave? And the reality is they want you to be traditional on your end, but they don't want to be traditional on their end. And that's not a fair trade for you as a man. So if you're with a girl and she doesn't submit or doesn't obey you, like, why the fuck is she even there? And I'll be honest too, because if you're the person that's responsible for protecting her, she needs to obey you. That's just how it goes.
Correct.
I'll give you guys an example. So a lot of you guys, I'm sure, saw when Donald Trump got shot last year, right?
Yep.
So when Donald Trump got shot, he, obviously he got under the podium and then he came back up and he threw his fist up, right? He wanted to stay. A lot of people don't know this. He wanted to stay and continue the rally. But what happened? Secret Service said, no, you're not. They took his ass and they put him in the car and they took him away. Why? Because at the end of the day, even though he's the most powerful person in the United States, the Secret Service is his protection. So therefore,
correct,
he has to move within their confinements.
Correct.
Same thing with a woman. If you're responsible for her, that means you dictate how she moves and she needs to obey you for her own safety. Now, we live in this crazy world where we think, men and women are equal and a woman can tell you whatever. But, I always say feminism ends once punches start getting thrown. So, so women need to follow men. And that's why they need to obey them, because if shit comes to, shit hits the fan, and you say, hey, we need to do this. She's like, oh, why? And it's like, bitch, shut up. We got to fucking do this shit right now.
Exactly.
But too many guys are too scared to say that because we live in this world where, women are bosses and they could do everything a man could do. Standards are inferior to men. And once men understand this stuff, you understand, okay, stop being a bum. I need to be the guy. I need to be the leader. And trust me, even though this sounds horrible, this is what women actually want. They'll just never admit it, though.
Okay, now check this out. For example, I had this post went crazy on
Twitter. Hold on, let me. Is there anybody else? Because I know you've had the mic here for a bit, bro. So
anybody else? Hold on, where the white nigga go? Oh, that's my dog. Shout out to Myron. We outside. I'll be back.
Shout out Myron.
Yo.
We're talking about that right there. A woman should be in the kitchen.
Yeah.
You really believe that wholeheartedly?
Yeah.
All the way 100%?
Yes.
You don't believe there's any woman that exists out there that's built to be entrepreneurs or CEOs that got that drive in them and that was their path?
That's a minority.
It's a small minority, but you just made a broad statement saying it as if it applied to all women.
Yeah, it's a broad statement because the world works on generalities. Majority of women should be in the kitchen. Now, are there going to be some women out there that have higher IQs and are ambitious and can get stuff done? Sure. But the reality is that's a very small minority of women.
Then why don't you adjust your statement?
Because, I mean, the world
You know
operates-
that's going to
it's
piss people off. That's going to piss off a lot of women that's in those positions. Why would you say something like that?
Well, that proves my point, why they're inferior.
You
They
damn
can't
near
control their
losing
emotions.
hoes saying stuff like that. I ain't gonna lie to you.
Yeah, so here's the thing.
You losing biddies like that, bro. You scaring the hoes away.
Yeah, I don't
I'm
really
just
care.
keeping it 100 with you right now.
I don't really care, bro, about losing hoes. I would argue.
don't like hoes?
Yeah, I would argue being yourself and being authentic, even if you're offensive, women will respect that.
That's
So
unnecessarily offensive, though. You
I
could you
mean-
could add a little more precision to your statement. Have
So-
everybody happy, everybody more educated.
So here's the thing. The only thing I could do is I could say something that's generally true. I can't control if someone gets offended
All
by
right,
that.
this is what you need to do. Generally, women should be in the kitchen. Change my mind.
How about this? How about you set up a table? You put generally women should be in the
We
kitchen
can
on the
set
other
the
side,
table up.
and then you can go ahead
We
and
can
do
set
that.
the table up. It ain't
But-
gonna be no argument. Everybody gonna agree with me because it's facts.
Yeah, sure. Then you could go ahead and set up a table and do that for your channel.
I'm just saying, bro. That's
But-
wrong
but
right there.
this
you know,
is- this
you
is
admitted it's
generally
wrong.
true.
You basically said, I got this right here, but it's 70% right.
No, like more like 95% right.
Still ain't 100.
Damn near 100.
Is it 100?
Damn near 100.
Is
Damn
it
near.
100?
Again, exceptions don't make the rule.
Hey, it's a yes or no question. Is it 100?
It's never going to be 100.
There you go. Hey, that's all I'm saying.
There's exceptions to every rule, but it's statistically insignificant. Such a small percentage.
How about this? I'll say this. The minority is definitely bigger than you think, especially in 2025, bro. Women is way more educated. They got way more opportunities, bro. There ain't nothing to laugh at. We see it all around us. We in Brickell, Miami. Most of these females out here running their own business. Solo dolo.
Actually, they're not, but that's fine. Like,
I mean, we know what goes on behind the scenes, but it's a decent amount of women that's running their own business, bro.
Bro,
Oh, bullshit.
let's be honest, man. A lot of the girls, when they're in college and getting educated, they get bullshit degrees to get a bullshit job. They might not even do that bullshit
Ain't women
job.
graduating from college at record levels right now?
Yeah, they are.
And ain't men going down?
Yeah, they are.
So we having more and more women entrepreneurs making 6 figures a year, and you think they belong in the kitchen?
Yeah.
They're clearly capable.
Yeah. No, they need to be in the
I ain't
kitchen.
gonna lie, I
yeah.
ain't gonna lie. I'm all for females being in their feminine energy. There are women out there that should definitely, be in the kitchen. That's where they flourish. You feel me?
That's the
But-
majority.
It could be it might be 61, 40, whatever right now. Still, it's a good amount of women, and it's increasing every day. 2025, Brickell, Miami, that should not be in the kitchen, bro. And you pissing them off saying that.